Okay, continuing on with these myths. Continuing to talk about the person who died only makes the pain last longer. Ah, no, that's for me, that it could not be further from the truth. In fact, I found it extremely hurtful when people don't talk about Bob and when they don't mention his name. Um, and I will talk about him, and I do all the time. And I think that that has contributed to healthy healing for myself and our daughters. Um, and if you knew Bob, you knew there's like about 5 billion stories to tell. Funny, sad, happy, laughable, whatever. We lived life very fully, and therefore we have many, many stories to share, as I'm sure you do too with your loved one. So, I talk about Bob, my other friends who have lost spouses. I know Chris, I know Jim. Um, I know these people through the stories that their widow shares. I never met Chris. Then I kind of knew Jim, but not really. But because of those stories and the memories that live through their widow, I know them. And so, yeah, that's really an amazing little tidbit when you think about it. So, yes, tell the stories, bring up their name. That's actually healing. And one more, grief proceeds through very predictable and orderly stages. No, not true. Not true at all. Um, I feel like I cried and cried and cried and cried and cried. Um, I think now going into 4 years, or the closing up the end of 4 years, um, or whatever, I'm probably not even saying that correctly. Coming up on 4 years since Bob passed. Um, I don't know really. I know it's not gone like this. It's probably gone like this, the grief pattern. So, and I know that from my journals. Early on, I could eke out a page or two, and that was all. Then I've had bursts of time where I have written more. And then moving, that was a big thing. And my journaling have been more short bursts since then. So I think that's indicative. And I do encourage you to write when you can, because you will forget. You don't think you will, but you will. And I was just sharing with Sophie the other day how, like another friend of ours, she had actually passed. I don't know how many years ago now. Time has gotten away, but I'm going to say maybe 7 years ago. And left behind her husband and two young girls. And I remember not knowing what to do, desperately grieving my friend, knowing her girls were going to be without a mom. And I remembered giving them journals and telling them, girls, just write down every day, try and write down some story. A good thing about your mom, a funny thing about your mom, just every day write a little something. And I had no idea how profound that would be um, to our own journey a few years later. So journal it, write it, and then you can help look back, and God will show you like where you were, where you are, and hopefully where you're going. That's my gift for you today.